Okay, so wait a minute, y'all. I have to show you this because this is crazy. So this TikTok video has gotten to 48,000 views. It has gotten me 210 new followers on TikTok. And people were in the comments like,
where did you get this printed? How did you do this? Can I have the template?
So today we're doing a full step-by-step tutorial because as we know, in the bridal industry, everything is uppriced. But you can have this luxury magazine wedding program without the luxury price. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra, and here on my channel we are all about creating a life you love. So with that being said, we're going to hop into today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a step-by-step tutorial on how I created my wedding program magazine that is to die for. Literally everybody was obsessed, everybody was trying to get extra copies, and it is truly a keepsake that they're gonna actually keep and they're not gonna throw away. So today I'm gonna be walking you guys through my Canva template that you guys can purchase, what every page looks like in case you kind of just want to copy the vibe, you know, and how exactly I got them printed on Mixam.com for a super affordable price. And when I say affordable, I'm talking under $200. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just go through the design with you guys so you can kind of see what is on every page. It is something that is beautiful. It is something that you can make your own. And if you are interested in doing this, I will link the template down below so you can make this your own beautiful stake for your guests. Start with the front. All right, so this is the front cover. It just says, "Welcome to our wedding, Sierra and Jonathan Ochos Rios, August 30th, 2025. Now in this inside cover, this is how the layout looks. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord," and that is Jeremiah 29:11. And then I put this quote on the inside. It says, "God's timing placed us here at the same time, at the same place for the rest of our lives to begin." Like, that is so beautiful. And this picture I have here is the school that we met at, which is Michigan State. So the next page is going to be your table of contents page, and that just is the layout of, you know, the program book. Alrighty, so this is actually the second page. I have this page here that says "To our guest," and then I have this page here where I was able to just place our photo, and then we have the timeline of our wedding. The next page, I do have a space for bridesmaids and groomsmen, and then I have this fun facts page to where you can kind of share a little bit about you as a couple, which is super beautiful. Love that. Here is just a fun fact about ours. This is actually the first night that we met. We didn't end up dating until after college, but I actually met him my first week of school. So that is so cute and just a little tidbit of our piece. I have a space for our story, and then I have this page here to where you can kind of just showcase your engagement photos. You can put one photo, you can put two photos. In the template, you can kind of just, you know, mix around, especially if you are good with Canva. You can really play around with the template. Next, we have in here a wedding word search so people can find something interactive to do while they wait for you to come down the aisle. I also have this page right here, which is his story versus her story. I did the black for his and then the white for mine, just to kind of keep it, you know, weddingy. And also our wedding colors were pretty much just white and black anyway. Here is another page where I used to put out our engagement photos. Super cute, I know. Then I have another like little game in here, just wedding maze kind of situation. And then this is our last page. So we have this in loving memory page. And we were able to put our grandparents who have passed away on here. And then this is the end cover on the inside. I just placed our engagement photo. And then I put a quote in here that says, "Thank you for making this trip unforgettable. Let's dance, laugh, and make memories we'll talk about forever. Hashtag Patterson's in Paradise," because that was our hashtag. And this was a destination wedding, and people travel like far. So I wanted to make this beautiful keepsake for them. And then on the back, I just have our another engagement photo. This is actually my favorite engagement photo. Beautiful. And it just says the Pattersons, 8/30/2025. So with that being said, if you guys want to build something out like that, I will link the template down below. But all in all, this is a beautiful 12-page magazine that I created. Next, we're going to go into how I got these printed at an affordable price for me. And the website that I use, you can kind of really play around with the customizations to make it as nice and grand as you want, which is going to cost more. Or, you go with, options to make it more affordable for you. Another thing that I like to mention is the more pages you have, the more it's actually going to cost. So in the template, there are a few extra pages. If you don't want the page, just delete them, don't use them. So that way you don't have to pay for them. So a way to keep this affordable is to have, as least pages as possible. But I think for Mixam, you have to have a minimum of 8 pages for your magazine. And I think it starts out like, don't give me a line. I'll show you guys in the tutorial, and you'll see what like the base prices is for creating this magazine. So let's go ahead and hop into that part. Hopping into the tutorial piece of how to create this luxury magazine for yourself, how to get it printed at an affordable price. So first things first is we're going to hop into our Canva template. Just so you can know, this part is super important for the printing process. Once you got all of your pages in here, everything is designed how you want. Make sure you spell check because that is muy important. I'm not a great speller. Sometimes I have typos and very important things. So I double check to make sure everything is spelled correctly. Now, once everything looks good, you can actually begin to download these pages. And when you heard me correctly when I said download these pages. So the tedious part of this is you're going to need to download every single page as a PDF separately. Because it's like in Canva, if you go to press go in here and you'll press download, it's going to go to PNG. You're going to go to PDF print. And my apologies for my voice. I have had some respiratory issues going on. So you're going to, okay, so I'm going to click on CMYK, and this is best for like professional printing. And then when you go to download, it automatically has you select all of the pages. All right, just note, you cannot do this because it'll put your PDF in a PDF slideshow kind of situation. So you need every single individual page to be its own PDF. So to do that, you're going to have to go, all right, print page 1. So you're going to print page. You're going to have to go singly each by each. So you're going to go download page 1. Done. That's download. And then I say the best way to do it, to organize it, is create a program folder and then put all of those downloads inside the program folder. I have a program folder right here. So you guys can see I have all of my pages, page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you get the point. I have all of the pages in here that I need to create this program. With that being said, we're going to go to mixam.com. That's MIXAM.com, and it's going to pull you to this homepage. The first thing that you are going to do is you're going to hit on this top header. You're going to click magazines and booklets. You're going to click magazine. And then from this place, this is where you get busy with your customizations. So just to kind of play around with it, say you want 100 copies of your program. You can choose color or you can choose grayscale. It is going to be cheaper if you do your thing in grayscale, and it's still pretty and still classy if you want to do that, but that is a way to have it cheaper. Like I said, every customization is going to kind of on what you need. So let's just go with color for now. So we're going to do portrait, which is the layout for mine because it is a magazine. The size of my template is 8.5 by 11. And if you want your program to be smaller than this, because that makes it cheaper, you would need to resize the template inside Canva, which is fairly easy as well. So for the paper type, I'm just going to go with whatever is standard because that is what I used for my program. We did satin. And then for the paperweight, we did 80-pound text. Well, we ended up just doing a staple copy of ours because we didn't have that many pages. Now, if you have something that is a lot of pages, you can actually do this perfect binding, and then that way you can also put words across the binding, which is beautiful. So for this part, we get down here to where it says pages, correct? So for the pages, it says 8. we're using 8 pages. And then we're going to add 4 more pages for the front cover and the back cover, but that is like the front and back of the page. So you're going to need an inner cover and an outer cover for the front and the back. So we're going to add that. For what I use, I just used whatever was standard. We did satin, we did 100-pound cover, and then we did color, and then I did gloss lamination. So that right now is totaling to $251. However, I did not have that many programs. I think I did 60 programs. So that brings you to around $162. So say you do want, 100 programs. $251 for color, $270 for grayscale. So let's just go with color. And then you see you can get these as early as September 23rd or Monday, September 22nd. So just think about that. That is like fast shipping. I ended up actually paying for the shipping as well because I needed them very quick. So from this point, you're going to press upload my own artwork and you're going to press add to cart. It is going to take you to this cart page. And on the cart page, if everything looks good with your quote, if you want to make any edits, you can kind of go back. We make an edit of, we only want 50 programs. That is how you make that edit. Went down to $136. Save changes. And then everything looks good here. So you're going to press continue. All right, this is the art page and this is the tedious page. Not going to even lie to y'all. But it made something super beautiful. If you want to edit the name of this, you're going to put like, wedding program. Okay. Now I would leave all of this, the rest of this alone because that was already in there. So from this point, you're going to press upload files. We're going to go to program. All right. So we're going to upload all of these pages. I know it's your way to do this, but, sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. On like the trackpad, if I had like a external mouse, I do it. So it's uploading them all in here. And I would say label your front and back covers inside of your Canva template or inside of your files. Make sure everything is named because the way that these files actually come in, they kind of come in very sporadic and not in order. So that way, if you know the page number, you know exactly where it needs to sit inside of this design. So it is taking some time to load for them to come in. So once they come in, we will move them around so they are in the appropriate place. All right. Okay, so now that all of the artwork has made its way into this template, you can kind of tell, well, you probably can't tell, but the pages are a little bit out of order. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to drag the pages to the correct spot. So we want the table of contents closer to the front, like first page, table of contents. And then on the back of the table of contents, we have, the bridesmaids and groomsmen page. And then we have a letter to our guest. Actually, I might switch these two around. And then you will adjust this how you want it to be. Yeah, maybe like, actually this. I feel like this was here. All right, like that. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I just wanted to align how I had it. But anywho, you will adjust the pages how you want and you see fit. So for the most part, this is actually correct. Actually, that's like that. There we go. Boom. Boom. That's my first few pages. Okay. Got this all together. So we got the inner corner, inner cover, table of contents, letter to our guests, our timeline, fun facts, our bridal party. And we have our story versus his story and my story. So for this, how this came in, I did want to put a game here. And then for the next, we wanted picture like that, actually. And then on the back, we have this game. Yep. And then pictures. Actually, we had this like this. Yeah. Like, anywho, all in all, we got the pages in order. This is my inner back cover. We got the In Loving Memory page. all of the pages look good. Once we have all of the pages looking great, we're done all of your pages in the correct space. You can also preview how the magazine will look. That way you can see if everything is looking good and in the right place for you. You get a preview of it. So all in all, if you like how that looks, then you can go on to the next step. We're going to go up to the top where it says detail. We're going to click detail. Then at this point, you are going to put in all of your, delivery information and things like that, figuring out where you live and your taxes and shipping. And then you'll see your price, your billing information in, and you press next. You are going to put in your payment information and you are going to be able to get your magazine. So all in all, very easy process, very straightforward. Play around with your customizations and that can change your price. Now the shipping was a little bit much, but I think it is standard shipping for how heavy the things were. So if you are looking to DIY this, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to check out Mixam.com because that is what I use. And I found it to be such an affordable option versus going to a local printer and even versus just having someone else make them. Like, this was so easy for me. So all in all, this is how you get it printed. Okay, so that's the whole process. It was very easy. If you want to get the template to make your life easier, I will link that down below. If you want to just build your own thing, definitely. If you're a Canva pro, definitely just go ahead and do your own thing. So just to do a quick little recap, you design it in Canva, you download each page separately as a PDF, and then you upload all of those individual pages into Mixam.com. You choose your size and your paper, and then you play around with the options until the price makes sense for you. And my biggest tips to keep it affordable, because we know planning a wedding is just expensive. It's more expensive than it needs to be. Fewer pages is going to make it cheaper for sure. If you make it like grayscale, it can be cute and classy at the same time. However, I did opt for the full color because I had less programs to make. But if you have like a large wedding, you make a grayscale magazine super classy. And you don't have to go too crazy with the upgrades unless you want an extreme luxe finish. And if you guys want my exact program style, I linked my Canva template down below so you guys can kind of just plug and play and get it printed, because we know this is one less headache if you already got it done. And if you guys have any specific questions, you drop them down below, or be sure to message me on Instagram or on TikTok. I am Sierra on social on both of those. And if you're not a DIYer at all and you don't want to be bothered with it at all, I will gladly put together your program for you, get it printed for you, and have it shipped to your house. Just send me a message through my website and I will go ahead and do that for you as well. Because I know some people aren't DIY people and it's more of a headache to do a DIY project, but I loved every step of every DIY I did for my wedding. I'm not going to hold you up, guys. But all in all, if you're a 2026 bride, 2027 bride, 2028 bride, or someone who's getting married, be sure to send them this video because it can save them a ton of money. Like, programs are upwards to $400 to $1,000. Like, I'm just saying, if you can DIY it, why not? If you guys like this video, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys are wanting to see a little bit more DIY things that I did for my wedding, let me know, because I would love to show you guys some of the stuff that I did, because I'm quite literally obsessed. But all in all, share this video with a friend and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.